Round 1, White Clan, and someone they haven't faced before in Psystorm.
I don't know. I feel like
Wow.
I've faced Psystorm before.
Wait, I thought they were in different groups, right? Oh, you know
Spell
what?
Psystorm. Haha.
Either way, as you can see
What a prank.
from the last round stats, White Clan went 8-1 in matches last time, and they are back. They got, they were the ones who were able to switch out a team from one group to the other. That'll be sort of shown off a little bit later when we get to the 5th match of the week or whatever. But either way, White did an incredible job. Now, Terran, Zerg, and Protoss have actually been reset because this is an entirely new round, so everyone's win-losses have been reset back to 0. And let's have a look at what maps we're going to be seeing, as there is a completely different map pool to round 2. Now, I don't know if you want to go through the maps, Rapid, because I know I did link you to the thread.
Oh, the maps. Well, Kix, I'd like to just start this off by saying that your eclectic taste of maps is totally inappropriate in the professional competitive StarCraft 2 scene, and that's why they're coming to take you away. The Brood War Police, and because you're killing Brood War by consistently having, you know, large prize pool international tournaments to bring the community together, I'd just like to know that in spite of all of that, none of it matters because your maps are weird. So let's go through the maps in order. I believe it is Neo Electric Circuit, New Sniper Ridge, Troy, Return of the King, Triathlon, Neo Aztec, Hitchhiker, and Dreamliner.
But what about the 5 maps we're going to be seeing today?
But that's the entire map pool. There's lag on the stream,
Many.
Kicks. Troy, Triathlon, New Sniper Ridge, Hitchhiker, and Neo Electric Circuit. Bam! Got it.
You did it, and let's have a look at what matches we're going to be seeing today between the teams. We're going to start off with a PvP between HaJi and Prase on Troy. If I remember rightly, Prase is like some pun for like cow or something. Maybe that was someone else, I can't remember. Following that up, we're going to have Ghost versus Marine in a ZVZ, although I'm sure that's going to be a ZVT. I don't know why I put ZVZ down. Maybe Ghost is Terran. Either way...
No, yeah, so praise means pig in Czech, just to clarify that.
That was it, thank you. I knew there was something like that, but I couldn't remember who it was, but luckily enough I guessed right.
It's also more like Prase, but, you know, my Czech is a little bit rusty, you know.
Same.
I'm glad we're all on the same page here. We gotta get our Czech Brood War caster out here to help us out.
We need to get our checked out. Boom.
Shut up, Kicks! God! If your maps aren't killing esports, your puns are, so let's just keep it to a minimum, okay?
That's a good plan. Now, following up on that, we are going to have a Lefa versus Toka in a TBZ. And finally, in Game 4, if we don't make it to the ace match, of course, we're going to have Gyro, the leader of White Clan, against Headmaster, who is going to be a Protoss, so that should be pretty fun.
I'm actually excited because I think White Clan especially draws a lot of attention just because they do have a lot of really impressive high MMR Korean players on it. But there's a lot of new faces to White Clan for this second round of STPL, so I am not familiar with as many of them aside from just seeing them on the ladder when I play my 3500 MMR Brood War games out here. So I'll be excited to see how they play in STPL.
Should be pretty good. Now let's have a quick look at who our first players are going to be and what, well, the stats are going to be empty, apart from Praise. So, starting us off for White Clan is going to be HaJi. Now, all of White Clan's players have been in the roster for a long time, but a lot of them didn't play in round 1, so there's a few new faces, as you pointed out before. So, other than that, we have Prase, or Prase, the Czech player from Psystorm. And last round he did actually go 1 win, 2 losses. Now, it does say his round 1 rank was 3rd. Now, I can't, like, I'm sure I fixed my ranking system, but I think he's 3rd because so many people ended up with the same scores, so there's a lot of
Ah.
people tied at different areas. Like, even though there's 150 players in the database, I think there's only actually about 20 ranks from round 1, and of course everyone is rank 1 at the moment for round 2 because it is just starting up, so not really too much to go from there.
We could pretend he's the best of all the third place players. Even though there might be about 50 of them in your database, we can pretend like he's up at the top. We could just sort it by Czechoslovakian players, and you know, maybe it'll be a contest between the top 2, but I'm sure he'll be up there.
Yeah, we can just give him all that praise that he deserves.
Nice. And Taco Team Media will be playing on Friday. Well, they already played, but their games will be on Friday, so... And the map we're going to be having a look at first is going to be Troy. Now, there's a lot of people who probably haven't seen Troy. And Rapid, you may be one of those people, I'm not too sure, but... I know Cadenzi has definitely seen it, just because we've played it. But basically, it's quite interesting. There's gases that kind of work how they do on Gold Rush, where if you destroy the gases, no units can get through whatsoever, apart from ghosts. So you can actually get locked in your main, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, I have seen, I remember watching Troy when it came out. I feel like it was like, was it 2007 or 2008? It was like way back there. But that was actually when I first started watching Brood War. So I remember watching this map being played a long time ago. And then when StarCraft Remastered was announced, there were actually a couple of old school, a couple of Korean VJs that had weird map pools like this for the older players that were playing in it, who remembered playing on this when they were playing in professionals. So I remember seeing it way back in the day, but yeah, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah, it's 2008, by the way. Now, let's actually move on to our first game, and I'll let you two do the player introductions, and then we can get going. So let's move on over to the game, and let's get started.
Sick. So, okay, how are we doing player introductions? Are we splitting
Which
them up? Do we have to
camera are you
fight
on?
over them?
Okay, so if you start, and then Cadenzi will do the next one, start in the top left, because that's where I am.
Okay, sick. So starting in the top left in the teal, or sea green, as the case may be, playing for Team White, it's our Protoss player, HaJi.
And here in the bottom right corner, the orange Protoss, it's pSi's Praise.
Did one job.
Hum?
Or Prase, or Prase, or Prase, because that's the 2 capital letters, and of course that's very deliberate.
I think I'm going to call him Praise, because it's a little bit easier.
Okay, let's just call him Praise for the purposes of our English language broadcast, and maybe for the Czech broadcast, they can get that one right over there.
Whoops, I didn't actually have any sound playing in Brood War, that's fine. But looks like we're going to have a little bit of a slow start, as neither player can actually build anything right now, so we're just going to be waiting to see how their builds are going to diverge. Now, neither of them are going for a proxy, which is quite good.
First thing.
Oh, it was lagging.
It was. I didn't want to
was
say
it really?
anything. Yeah, just a little
Okay.
bit. It's not too bad now.
How can replays? Okay, I'm so excited to go on this adventure with you guys. Both battle within the game as our 2 players play off against each other, and outside of the game as Cadenzi and Kix battle against my Korean server lag that I introduced by being here. So it's gonna be an exciting day. I can't wait till I proxy lag rush them during the middle of an important battle, but I'll hide that strat for later.
Yeah, I will say that it's a little bit hard for you to proxy us when we're in a replay, but you are cheesy, so you never know what's going to happen.
You don't know how many levels I'm incepted right now. I've gone beyond the game, Kix, and you'll
It's a
never
good
expect
song.
it. We could
You
sing
wanna
it
sing
like
a
all
little
3
bit
of
of a
us together
song?
right now. I personally do not want to because that's cringe AF, but you know, have at it. That's the
That's
name of
Mr.
another Brood War
Drax job,
tournament, right?
mostly.
No, it's have at
Oh.
you.
Oh, okay. That's the one run by that Shamu guy, right?
Oh, nice probe block in the top left there. Totally didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for HaJi, but HaJi is going to go for the 2 gates. Looks like Prase is, Prase is going to go for 1 gate core, so one thing that Prase is going to have to look out for is if HaJi does get his zealots over, as you can see on my screen right now, you have the two assimilators, and if they do get destroyed, the only unit that can actually pass through is ghosts, and you cannot rebuild them either, so they're going to be trapped on an island in their main if he's not careful.
Yeah, the also very unfortunate thing is that neither of our players can build ghosts, which leads me to the other unfortunate thing is that neither of them are Terran, which while pretty unfortunate, will have to be a challenge that both of them have to get through, along with watching out for those assimilators.
For sure. But if he does block him in, and he only has zealots, and then orange text to reavers, he can just do like a nice reaver drop against Mr. Zealot Man.
Yeah, one of the fun things about this map is due to the way the assimilators work, it can change the entire dynamic of the game. I've had games where I'll get locked in my main and then I'll just drop everywhere. There's also assimilators like this on pretty much every expansion as well, which isn't part of the mains even. And there's also like some island bases just off to the left and the right of the main, so you can still play from an island position even if you get locked in.
Yeah, this is actually really cool. So traditionally, Zealots, not that great against Dragoons, especially because there's only one of them out for a while. But 5 Zealots on Assimilators kind of kills them pretty quickly. Now, I believe if you knock only one of them down, Dragoons can still get through that. So
no, Dragoons cannot.
It's only Zealots.
So only like Zealots can get through them.
Yeah,
so it goes down basically like
through.
1 unit size. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad we've established this. Sick.
It's one of the things that people will have to learn about the map as well, especially for the players in round 2, because people may know me for my eclectic sense of map choices, and I did have some people say that in round 3 I need to go a little bit more conventional, but if anything that just makes me want to push it even further. But you know what, we've got some old school players in the tournament now. Media joined, we have players like Artosis, in week 1 we had In Control playing as well, which is kind of crazy. So it'll be nice to see how the older school players, I mean, a lot of them actually, I think, stopped playing before 2008, so, or at least we're getting close to stopping. It'll be interesting to see how they adapt.
Like the last map Artosis played professionally was like Empire of the Sun or something, so, it's just been a while.
Yeah, it's a shame we missed round 1, given the fact that was
in
the...
round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking for proxy bases, it looks like, full hidden bases. Yeah.
Also just really important to make sure that nothing like randomly snuck out in his building, like maybe a proxy near your base or something like that.
Proxy reavers.
Yeah, now Prase is going to be going for those reavers. I mean, it does make a lot of sense. One important thing I'd like to see is him dropping a probe into this this island base just to take an extra expansion. But the reaver's going to be very, very strong, although HaJi should be prepared for them.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, one thing you can do is like drop a probe off at a base and then kill the assimilators in front of that base, and then it's pretty impervious to anything like you said except ghosts.
He's taking that base now. There's actually no way to get there by ground either, so it's going to be very, very good for him to take this base.
There is only 6 mineral fields though, so it's not the best one.
Yeah, it's a good start. It's also a lower gas as well. It's only 2,000 rather than 2,500 or 5,000 or 2,500. But he is going to be able to elevate out of his main now, so he's going to get his dragoons out. And the one problem that HaJi has is he's actually fallen behind in the unit count here, where the 2 gateways for Prase were up a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and he's going to be later on his Robotech as well, so he's not going to have the reavers, whereas Prase is going to get those out very shortly.
Yeah, I was going to say the first reaver's already on the way along with shuttle speeds, so like these reavers are just going to kick in pretty quickly, and I mean, dragoons are great and everything, but reavers they're pretty good. That's my expert analysis.
One thing I think Prase should do, and it seems a little bit counterproductive, is send a probe to his natural while the probe can get through and then delete or destroy the assimilator, just to stop him dying to Zealot counterattacks, because I get the feeling that could be quite powerful here.
I don't know, because then he can never get out again. It'll be really frustrating for transferring probes and things.
I suppose. The other way, as Rapid said before, as you can see in this 12 o'clock base, you do have the assimilators out the front, so you could take that as 6, and then just make it impervious to ground as well, and just play it like a full island map, as if you're playing Sparkle, but on an older map.
Mass Corsairs, so fun.
Get me out of here. Alright, well, the first Reaver is out for Prase, so he's going to have that and start his own, I guess this would be a third base. Wow, so, I mean, he's going to head out on the map, so this will be the first real time that we get a chance to see both players, like, actually fight each other, but am I, like, did I miss a Reaver from HaJi, or does he just not have any Robotech?
He doesn't have Robotech. He's got Robo and an Obs, but he didn't go for a Reaver, so here we go. Looks like the Reaver's going to be dropped off. A nice Scarab does go off on the first Dragoon, but the, the shot goes down.
That is a small tragedy, which I believe might be a large tragedy here in a second. Yeah, I guess he kind of, I don't know if he was totally forced to commit to this, but this is not gonna work out too well.
Yeah, that was quite possibly the worst possible situation that you could have had. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost.